everyone, we are Group 20. Our topic is about idiopathic scoliosis. Now, let's move to our PowerPoint.
We have divided our presentation into two main parts. The first part is the general information of scoliosis, which includes the definition of scoliosis, epidemiology and the recent cases, mechanism of idiopathic scoliosis, signs and symptoms, risk factors, complication, treatment, and prevention. And the second part is the introduction of our poster design. To start our presentation, let's begin with the definition of scoliosis. Scoliosis is a condition involving an abnormal sideways curvature of spine. It can be caused by genital problems, developmental problems, and degenerative problems. The common type of scoliosis is the idiopathic scoliosis. Occurs in around 2% of the population. Also, it is the most common type of scoliosis in children. Therefore, we focus on idiopathic scoliosis in this posters.
In 2009 to 2010, Department of Health was having a health test for almost 400,000 primary and secondary students. After the test, scoliosis is the third common health problem in Hong Kong. 80% of patients are having idiopathic scoliosis, which are about 1 in every 10 adolescents. This problem is common between the age of 10 to 16, and the male to female ratio is 1 to 7.
About the mechanism of idiopathic scoliosis, the vertical stability of the thoracic spine, which maintained by equal support, flew the ribs from both sides due to the equal load, blew to the lamina by both the ribs flew the costal transverse articulations and ligaments. If any interference in this balancing mechanism, such as a heavy bag, it will disturb the mechanism of spinal stability, and the spine will bend toward the heavier node side at the intervertebral joints, as like as the pictures. Next, I will pass to my partner to talk about the signs and symptoms.
There are many physical signs and symptoms of scoliosis, such as uneven shoulder, one shoulder blade sticks out smaller than the other, uneven width, one side of the rib cage appears higher than the other, one hip appears higher than the other, the body tilts to one side, and also one leg may appear shorter than the other.
Here come the risk factors. First of all, signs and symptoms typically begin during the growth spurt, thus occur just prior to puberty and usually between the age of 9 and 15 years old. Secondly is sex. Both boys and girls develop mild scoliosis at about the same rate. However, girls have a much higher risk of curve worsening and require treatment, and this is about 10 times more than boys. Children who are immunosuppressed, such as receive organ transplant, like kidney, livers, heart, are at increased risk. Also, people with certain medical conditions that affect the joint and muscle are at higher risk of scoliosis. These conditions include amyloidosis, muscular dystrophy, polio, and cerebral palsy. Finally, heredity. There were about 1/3 children whose parents have scoliosis will develop scoliosis.
Scoliosis will lead to several complications, and we divided those into physical and physiological complications. Physically, in some serious cases, the rib cage will be pressurized towards lungs and heart. Following that, patient suffers from breathing difficulty and no conductivity to heart. Therefore, lungs and heart are damaged. Besides, there may have various nervous problems such as back and neck pain, loss of bladder control, and weakness in the neck, since the vertebral bones compress to the nerve. This complication appears especially in those untreated children. In physiological aspects, this mainly decreases one's self-esteem. This disease will cause the change of appearance, for example, unleveled shoulders. The correctional device, like a visibly curved spine or a black brace, will make different body image between peers. Those are the reasons needing self-conscious to oneself.
We will introduce two treatments of scoliosis, which include scoliosis bracing and scoliosis surgery. For scoliosis bracing, patients need to wear a brace for 20 hours or more a day to stop progression of the curve. It targets on a spinal curvature between 25° to 40°, and for patients for at least 2 years of growth remaining. For the correction, it is usually temporary. Curve will resume to its original magnitude after eliminating the brace. For scoliosis surgery, it utilizes metallic implants to the spine and may involve in the joining of vertebrae together permanently. This is called spinal fusion. This strengthens the spine and prevents the curve to get worse. It targets on spinal curvature between 40° to 50°.
The first prevention of scoliosis is to maintain a balanced diet, including intake of adequate calcium-rich food such as milk and the milk products. They can make our bone become more stronger. The second prevention is to maintain a good posture. Maintain a good posture when standing and sitting. We need to remember that to stretch our body regularly, and also avoid carrying bags that distribute weight unevenly across the shoulders, like single strap messenger bags or pouches. Instead, use a bag with wheels or a backpack with packed straps. Observe the safety measures when carrying heavy objects. For example, place the heavy object near to our body. Bend the knees instead of the back when lifting it.
Besides, children can do some weight-bearing exercise in which the feet and legs carry the body's weight to strengthen children's bone. For example, children can go running, hiking, climbing stairs, and dancing, instead of riding a bicycle and swimming. It is because the bones support less weight when in a seated position, such as on a bicycle or low weight in water. Children should have physical activities for at least 60 minutes every day. What's more, children should have adequate exposure to sunlight for at least half an hour every day. It is good for bone formations and growth when children have enough absorptions of vitamin D.
Now I'm going to talk about the poster design. First of all, we have an idea with two aspects. They are the theme of the poster, which mainly focus on the risk factor and preventions. As we always said, better to prevention than cure. This poster can bring out the education and enrich the student knowledge about scoliosis. Second, we have an idea with showing a spine in the middle part of our poster, which is related to our theme and give audience a sharp image and brief concept of our poster. Apart from that, we have three purposes of our poster. First, we would like to raise audience attention, which are focused on our target group, primary 3 to primary 4 student. Since this student may be in a fast growth status, and also they may have a clear concept of our topic. Second, we would like to promote health education. For example, the correct sitting or standing posture, or the wrong habits in our daily life. We would like to put a poster in the Student Health Service Center and the primary school that mainly focus on our target group. Lastly, we would like to educate the audience with the importance of an early diagnosis, which can early kick out the illness. For the elaboration part of a poster, we have part 1 background and part 2 content. First of all, we have a bright theme and playable layout that will put a smile card in the middle part of a poster that we tell them to count from 1 to 4, start from the bottom. If they do all the prevention from 1 to 4, and the student can kick out the scoliosis. And second, the color. We use some colorful and eye-catching color, such as the green color, yellow color, and red color. And third one is the picture. We put the smile card in the middle, and we could bring out a theme that will mainly focus on the scoliosis. Also put some cartoons that is suitable for our theme. For example, the healthy balanced diet pyramid and correct posture, sitting posture, standing posture. And for the part 2 content, first we have used some simple wording such as to exercise regularly, maintain a good posture, and maintain a balanced diet. This simple sentence, and they may easily to get the meaning, and not many wording will get more attention. And second, we have used the shots and with me slogan that may easily to remember. That early diagnosis kicked out scoliosis, and it's easily to pronounce and easily to remember. We have highlighted the key title that we have the enlarged front of the scoliosis, and to emphasize our topic that is scoliosis. And for more information, we have put 2 QR codes, and for the more searching for the exercise video and also the informative resources from the Student Health Center that contact with the websites that provided by the government that tell about what is scoliosis and know more about scoliosis, and also how to notice it and also how to prevent it. Besides, there is a printable version for the student to print out. When the primary 3 or primary 4 student notices, they can tell their parents to help them to scan the QR code for more information. And that's the end of presentation. And now we put the demonstration of a QR code scanning.